Yo, what up guys, SloMoBackSlap here, and look, I'm sorry, haven't done a video in 2 weeks. That's on me. I have been working on some new things, and long story short, I didn't like the end product of what I was working on. I didn't like the way it felt, I didn't like the way it looked. I had to scrap it all. That's unfortunate because that was a few weeks of work that went to the wayside, but on the positive, I'm not putting out any content that I don't believe in, and I don't want you guys to feel is subpar. So yeah, long story short, the stuff I was working on, not coming out with it, but you are going to get more regular videos out of me in the future. And since I'm a little behind on some things, what I wanted to do was just do a quick roundup of all the stuff that I would have put into a individual video. But now that I'm looking back on it, let me just talk about some of this stuff instead of dropping multiple videos over time to get caught up to what's been going on in the gaming industry and specifically the stuff that I really enjoy. So first up, Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out with 2 updates, and it seems like they're going to be dropping more information on Mass Effect Legendary Edition trilogy up until launch. But the first update was last week, where they told us about the changes for mostly Mass Effect 1, which need the love the most. The small changes to the environments where in the past they needed to add walls in certain areas to save on memory so that the maps were at a playable frame rate. Now they don't need to do so because of the hardware that the game is playing on is so much better that they can just take those walls away, make some things better. But we also saw where the shooting has been improved, and just overall some quality of life changes that we would not have expected. For example, from your character creator going from the first game on Eclipse engine to Unreal Engine 3 for 2 and 3, your Shepard, even if you chose the same Shepard that was ported over to the future games, that Shepard will always change his or her look. Now, because the trilogy is all contained into one package, you can create your Shepard one time and that Shepard would then be the same exact model to the T all the way through. So good things there. This week they came out with information on the 4K enhancements, which, yes, the game's in 4K, which is great, but what's not so great is some of these character models. It just really shows how dated Unreal 3 is. As a game engine, this would have looked amazing back in 2011, 2012. But in 2021, this doesn't look that good in some places. It's mostly with the character model faces of the actual crew, even Shepard, and mostly just the humans. Because if you look at the aliens, like Thane looks amazing. Garrus looks really good. Liara looks great. It's the human faces that really show the age of the Unreal 3 engine. But we've been through this already. It is what it is. Just can't wait to play the game at a much higher quality than going back and playing through it right now with the current versions are, even on PC. Now, all that done, I want to talk about Oxenfree. Yes, Night School Studios, who made Oxenfree, which is an amazing game. You should play this game. Seriously, play the original game. It's a $10 game. It's a great indie title. Great story, a story that is worthy of being put in a movie kind of story. It's really, really good. Has an ending that will make you think about the implications of it for a few hours afterwards. It's just that kind of game, and to see it get a sequel and to see Night School Studios doing this sequel, pretty awesome. Now that's supposed to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch and PC sometime this year. Whether it's coming to Xbox or PlayStation, it probably is. It's probably just a timed exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. All that said, definitely looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to where that story is going forward. And finally, let's talk about Outriders for a second. So, I've been playing the hell out of Outriders. I currently have about between 83, 85 hours played in the game right now. And no, that's not 80 plus hours sitting at the main menu screen trying to get into a game. No, that's actually 83 hours of gameplay I've been doing. Really enjoying the game, not really enjoying the developers trying their best to sabotage the game, and that's where I really gotta kind of get into it here for a second. So essentially, and we said this on DPS Podcast on the last week's episode that went on Gaming Forte's channel. Check that out if you missed it. But you can't nerf builds this early into the process. The game has been out a full week at that time when they decide to do the nerfs. They've essentially made it so where the best class for in-game, which was the Trickster, is now not the best. Now the best is the Technomancer by a large margin, and they still haven't really, whatever they were trying to accomplish, they did not succeed because people are still using classes that are getting through the content quickly. And when you decide to nerf a build, but then at the same time limit the amount of time possible for people to get gold in their exhibition missions, it shows that you don't really understand how people are playing your game, and you also don't fully understand how these builds work. It's one thing if you choose to say, hey, people are completing these exhibitions in really fast time with way more time left than we have allowed for the gold completion. Let's limit that time to make it more difficult. Okay, regardless of the fact that only a minority of players are really using these builds that are so amazing. Okay, never mind the fact that the majority of the players that are playing your game that has had an amazing reception aren't even at in-game yet. So your data is incomplete. Regardless of that, if that was what you chose to do, cool. But not only did you choose to limit the amount of time, lowering the time to get gold, which is lowering the amount of time to get the best reward, but then you also nerf the builds that were doing that at the same time. So you have to do one or the other here. You can't nerf builds to make sure people can't do things in the times that you didn't think they were able to do it, and then turn around and also limit that time as well. You haven't even implemented the first change to see if that was all that needed to be done or not. It's just really bad decision making from a developer who, of course, this is their first looter shooter, but I'm sorry, there are other loot shooters out here who have made these same mistakes. Were you paying attention? Somehow, I don't understand why you are making the same mistakes that other loot shooters have made, other developers who develop for loot shooters have made, and yet here you are still making those same silly mistakes too. It's ridiculous. All that said, the game's still a whole lot of fun. I've got 3 classes, Pyromancer, Technomancer, and Trickster at in-game. I am playing through with the Devastator with a couple of friends, really enjoying the game. I still don't have any of my in-game builds where I would like them to be, where I could do World Tier 15 content, where I could do exhibitions on CT 15, but it is what it is. I'm gonna keep playing the game, keep enjoying it. Hopefully People Can Fly will be more receptive and more flexible in seeing where the community has an issue with things they're doing and reacting better. So that's all I got for now. Please let me know what you think about any of these topics here. What do you think about Mass Effect Legendary Edition's changes? Are they not impressive to you? Are they exactly what you were looking for? Or you just can't wait to play the game? What do you think about Oxenfree? Are you going to be playing Oxenfree 2 when it comes out? And what do you think about Outriders? Are you already done with the game? Have you already quit? Does it still have its hooks into you? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't. It's all good. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this in the future. Peace.